to restore Pokemon, TCG, and sports cards here on the Cardboard Alchemist podcast. And now here are your hosts, Giovanni and Sebastian.
Let's go! Bum, 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 bum. Look at
Check
that.
this out, guys.
That's the new mat, the Cardboard Alchemist mat.
This is the limited edition OC version, though.
Yo, I still give it a PSA 10.
Oh, yeah. We'll send it to
Bruh.
CGC.
Smash the like button on this video, share this video with your friends, and drop a comment saying, yo, Sebastian, print more and hook me up with one.
Hell yeah, I will.
Eventually, we may drop merch. I don't know. But right now, we got bigger things on our mind. Today,
Hell
what are
yeah.
we talking about?
We're talking about how to get rid of waterlogged, water-damaged backs cards. Or
Yeah.
how to fix them and flatten them out. Look at that. Oh, Jesus. Gotta start freaking...
So,
start.
have you ever seen those horror stories where it's like somebody has like a ton of stuff in their basement or whatever, and there's like a massive water leak and like all their stuff's cooked?
Yeah, I've lived it too.
Seriously? What happened?
Yeah. You don't remember when I told you and the whole ceiling fell in the restaurant?
Oh, your apartment. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, it didn't happen in
That's
the
something
basement,
similar, but yeah. Oh, basement. Sorry, I'm a little.
Imagine if all
tired.
of your cards were in your bathroom.
Thank God they weren't. Luckily I never. I use all my bulk cards if I run out of toilet paper. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We may have to be using them soon if the market keeps tanking.
Yeah, have you been seeing that the market for modern is actually plummeting? It's plummeting and plummeting.
Yeah, well, and if anything, that just goes to show the classics are going to probably outstand the crash.
Yeah.
I mean, they may
Definitely.
take a little dip, but,
Just a little. I have a feeling like my theory is like everything will go down, but I think the vintage is going to stay a little bit more on top than modern.
Yeah, I was looking at PSA 10 pops for a bunch of cards, and like I was really surprised at some of the numbers. Like the 151 Zard, there's like I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's in the tens of thousands of PSA 10 copies. you
Yeah,
know?
I know that's like the most over PSA 10 copy of like, because that one. I know a lot of people that have a lot of PSA 10s, and I mean a lot of people are looking for those too. But what they don't know is that it's gonna plummet soon. Right now, I know last month it was at 1,000. Now right now it's at 900 or 800. I believe so.
For the Zard, you mean?
Yeah, for the 151 Zard.
Yeah, I think it's even lower than that. Yeah. You know, it's crazy.
shit.
My son bought an ETB off of Amazon, hit a Zard out of this ETB from Amazon. We graded it. It hit a
Nice.
10. And he was like, I want to sell it. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I need Robux, bro. I'm like,
Oh my God.
he sold we sold it for like $400 or $500, dude. That was
No
right
way.
before the Zard went nuts. Like there was one point where it just shot up all of a sudden, but
You know what I see that's going up a lot right now? Gold stars. I'm seeing even Pikachu promos. I wanted to buy my wife. There was this Pikachu Easter promo from Japan. I don't know if you've seen it.
No.
So it's like Pikachu. He kind of looks like a bunny, and he's holding a basket. It's like an Easter promo. So that one I was gonna buy it when it was at 200, near mint, or mint, like a mint copy. Right now PSA 10s are like at 1,500. The card itself is like Ross $500 some dollars or even more. And I was like, crap, I should have bought it when I was at 200 because that one's going up. Not that one.
No?
No, it's Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
This one?
It's the one right there. It's a 10% off. Go back. No,
Oh, that's not
that
it.
one.
This one?
Whoa. Yeah, that one, right? That one.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I was going to get that one for my wife.
Ungraded 187. Jeez.
But like right now, there's a lot of sales on eBay like for like 400, 500. Like not sales, people trying to sell it for that much. I didn't check the actual final sales, but PSA 10s are like 1,000s right now. think 1,300 was the last one.
Yeah, a year ago this card was in the 500s, doubled or tripled. It was another 10. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, these promos, it's so hard to keep track of them. You know what I mean? In fact, like there's that Chinese 151 Mew, which in the page I'm going to share that card and a story about it here. But dude, this card is crazy. Like one thing about it is obviously the exclusivity of it, but at the same time there's like so many fakes. I guess there was like a big YouTuber that got busted, like, you know, or not busted, but like ended up buying a fake, knowing. And man, that sucks, you know.
Yeah, like a 3,000 7,000, but he got it for 3,000.
But insane to the membrane. Yeah, for real. So about waterlogged, you know, when it comes to waterlogged cards, there's a couple of principles to follow, and then there's some things that are just completely irreversible. Yeah,
so, I've noticed that too a lot. Like if it's super cooked, it's irreversible, especially if there's cracks already and like creases and just insane.
So, like, for example, on this one, I literally let this sit in, like, a Petri dish of water, right? And and there was a layer separation at one point because this is, like, a Topps Chrome card. This whole front of the card came off. Now,
did it bubble or no? Or is it just
It didn't bubble. It started to buckle a little bit, but what I noticed after I took it out, when I went like this, like these, like,
God, I just saw that right now.
Doesn't this look a lot like those EX cards that commonly exhibit this sort of layer separation?
Yeah, the ones that are the full arts, correct?
Yeah, and that goes back to that card we showed like a while ago in the previous episode. Like those cards have such a super smooth surface that the layer just easily comes off of it because it's not really like tied together. The whole card construction isn't really tied together. But anyway, on this Topps Chrome card specifically, the whole reason I'm trying to fix is to try to get this crease out here. Although this isn't really water damage, but there's certain things you can't fix. For example, there's certain cards where it just completely, like, the ink just bleeds into it. Yeah. I can pull up an example, but yeah.
Yeah, when that happens, that's when you can't grade it anymore. The card is cooked because the whole ink layer already like covered the white or the cardboard of the card. And then once you try to get that graded, PSA or wherever you're going to send it to, it's already going to catch that and ding you for altering.
Yeah, I mean...
look at this one. Oh, my God.
So what'd you do to that one?
So this one... It's some write-on from McDonald's. The McDonald's like from like what 2000? Doesn't say, surprisingly. So I just wanted to show how we can reverse it. So if you see, the first thing I did, I humidity stormed the hell out of it. 10 sprays each pad. And when I saw it the next day, it didn't really budge. It just looked like a lot of crocodile skin. So I was like, you know what? Took it to the sink of the restroom, just doused it in sink water for like a minute or two, just held it there, just looked at it menacingly because I didn't want this card anymore. So I did that and it started bubbling all over. And it's just, let me see if I can focus it. And a little bit. There you go. And, oh no, it's making it worse. Yeah, check that out.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's pretty waterlogged. And you know, the edges look a lot like, you know, when you accidentally get card spray.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh. That card is absolutely toast. But yeah, you know when you get card spray and it starts to bubble up on the edge?
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of look like the same thing?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, but... one thing I noticed about that is like if you let if you do get card spray on the edge and it bubbles, like don't mess with it. Don't try to like start dabbing it and stuff. Yeah. Like let it naturally evaporate out and then you can flatten it or whatever to try to get rid of it.
Yeah. So there was a client of mine, or I think in our Discord, someone accidentally like put a lot and tried working on it. No, never mind. It was a client or some random person was asking me how to get rid of it. So he accidentally put a lot of card spray than usual, and it bubbled up really bad. So I just told him, let it leave it alone. It would evaporate naturally since it does have alcohol. And I told him after that just flatten it. It did look better, but you can still kind of see the outline, like when it's flat. Or when he flattened it, the outline of the waterlog was.
Yeah. And sometimes when you have a card that like gets so soaked, you'll get like ink that spreads. So like there's a lot of weirdness going on here with this card. I think this card's a little more immune to it than your typical like Pokemon card with the paper back, because both the front and back are plastic on these Chrome cards, it feels like. So, but you can see a lot of weird like ink that has kind of bled through or something that's kind of on there. It almost looks like coffee, but yeah. Somebody sent me a picture of like a card where the entire black core layer bled through the back. So like one half of the card looked fine, the other half of the card, I mean, it's still waterlogged all throughout, but the other half literally was just dark. Yeah. Jeez. So if it's something like that, you're probably SOL, right?
Yeah, like, don't even try to save it.
I mean, if you want to, go for it, but you're not getting that black stuff out at that point. You could try dabbing like a cotton swab over and over on it to try to get that out, but at that point, that's that black ink, and I don't think that's coming out, so you're pretty much done.
I was going to ask you, what do you think that they use a black core layer for?
I think it's if I had to guess, it'd be for authenticity purposes and maybe to give the card a little bit more rigidity. But when you shine a light through the card, you can't see the light come through
because of that black core layer.
Yeah, so I think Wizards of the Coast's original construction of their cards to kind of like prevent fakes from coming out added that black core layer as a way of like making the card feel high quality, right?
Yeah.
If you shine a light through it, does it feel like a piece of paper like I just printed it off of my inkjet printer, or is it something that like was actually constructed, sort of thing, right? So but one thing about Waterlogged, it seems counterintuitive, but to fix a waterlogged card, what do we need to do, Sebastian?
We had to humidify the hell out of it again.
It's funny, right? Like water damaged it, and now we got to use water to fix it.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man.
Once it gets dry and the back is cooked, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? For example, I can show this real quick, and then Sebastian's going to do a demonstration of how we would prep this card. So take a look at this real quick. This is a card that just was submitted to me that I fixed. You can see here, the back of it has this very
it's like curved too, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah. It was like curved in, just like how you were showing the card like was snapping back and forth like that. But
it doesn't even feel like a card anymore, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's just like, I think when it gets waterlogged like that, the paper fibers start to like meld together, and then the card becomes like super rigid like that, because once it dries, then those paper fibers are like way closer than they were, something like that. I don't know, I'm no scientist, but
hey, you might not be a scientist, but I love listening to you because I get to learn every single day.
Well, you're gonna love the Patreon today, because I've got something very, very cool that I think that the Patreon lovers are gonna like, and how I fixed this Blaine's Charizard without even flattening it.
What?
Yeah. Well, so what? You'll see in the page, but let's go ahead and kick off. Here's the basic way that we fix a waterlogged card. So take it away, Sebastian.
All right. So here we have that beautiful mat that we just showed. Let me try to fix it up a little bit. There you go. Okay. Boom. Hands right here. So we get our of course, our mats. Get our papers. Let's put these aside. So the first thing we're going to want to do, of course, is humidity storm. So that's either 2, 3, 4. I like to do 5. Just like to just massage it and get it all around. Make sure it's evenly coated. You don't want it to have moisture in one side because, of course, the moisture is going to be just directed to that point of the part of the card. After that, you put your paper, and then you want to see that. You always want to see that. So now you put that there.
I like flattening it out like that too. Make sure you get those air pockets out because the card or the parchment paper tends to start to do like a weird curl thing over time in there.
And it sucks too because when you're trying to put the pads together and everything, it's just so hard. You have to redo it again and again and again, and it's just a little time consuming.
Yeah.
So we got to get it all over. Now we get this piece of paper. Put it exactly like that. After that, you just want to sandwich it on top of the Maridon. After that, do that. You're going to sandwich it. Make sure you get it like this. Now we get our handy dandy clips. Yeah, I don't know why that one's like that. There you go.
Oh, mine, yeah. Those clips would fly off for me all the time.
Dude,
I've got a few of them
same.
in the corner of the room somewhere.
Same, dude. It's like sometimes when I open my drawer where all my things are, some of them are just missing. But now we just want it like that, and we leave it there for either 6 hours or to 12 hours. That's the threshold, the sweet point that I like. I mean, you could do 24 hours or even overnight it, but at the same time, the card will be a little more dried, and it will be less maneuverable to fix it. But I like to leave it there for 6 to 12 hours because it's more malleable and more softer to actually flatten and actually try to what's that word? Manipulate the fibers again.
Right. I mean, the whole point of it is to catch the card coming back out to be soft. So if you hit it too late, you're not going to be able to fix it. So when you take it out, you'll know right away too. Like don't bend the card too. I did that with my Dark Charizard that I was fixing. I had it and it was so soft and like I kind of felt it and I accidentally like creased it. And then I immediately went back and I was just like, gosh, now I gotta
That happened
fix
to me
this
one
too.
time. It happened to me one time when I was working on some cards experimenting. So I humidity stormed the hell out of this one card that I was working on. It was a Pidgeot. And I just I want to see what was what's that word? What will the most humidity taken? How much it would take for it to be super soft, or if not the max, basically, yeah. So I did 7 or 8 sprays of the humidity storm on each side. The card was soft, like if you go like that, it was soft, and then when I went like this, a huge crease in the middle.
Yeah, so just be very careful, especially. That's the thing too. I mean, there's this dance between how many sprays and the materials that you're using. And in the Patreon, I think I've got a huge breakthrough when it comes to humidity storms. So stay tuned for that. But all in all, the key to this is also the flattening step. So with that in there, let's say we leave that in there for 6-12 hours. I think that sounds right to me. Sometimes I've left it overnight. So maybe 8 hours, 10 hours or something like that. But
it's always around the middle. It's around that threshold. And if you have it through there, then you're good.
Right. Yeah. And it also depends on how you clamp it too. You know what I mean? If you're using tight clamps, the moisture is going to get more trapped in there. The looser ones are fine. You just need to make sure you spray it more so that way it doesn't get dry too quick before you catch it. But you'll be able to play with it. Just whatever. Yeah. Depending on the plates that you have, you have the round ones, I have the rectangle ones. You'll kind of know because with the ones that I have, I usually do about 4 or 5, sprays.
Yeah, around 4 to 5 sprays too. If it's more around the vintage, the hard stock stuff, I do maybe pushing 6. But I do the mist from far away. I don't do it close.
I like to also spray the mats, and then lay the card with the back facing down. And I've been starting to just spray the bottom mat and only give the top one a couple of sprays. Reason being is because if this is plastic, this is not going to absorb any moisture. All the moisture is being absorbed from one side of the card, right? So why waste card spray if this isn't really going to do anything? I mean, in some sense, it's maybe going to avoid the top layer from soaking up the bottom layer's moisture. But in my head, I'm just thinking like it wherever the back side of the card is where you want the most humidity.
Most moisture, yeah. I do that too sometimes, especially like if there's like a card that has like either little tiny indents or like, you know, something that will lift. Even if the plastic is a little hard, I do most like maybe 4 to 5 sprays in the back, maybe pushing 6, and maybe 2 sprays on top.
Yeah. And by the way, I've noticed that like if I flatten a card and I have like a speck of dust or a hair or something that gets in, it's kind of strange, but there's been some cases where I've put it in the humidor. Like I haven't even just done the humidity storm. I just put it in the humidor. And it seems like if it's a fresh indent or a fresh crease or like something fresh that happens,
it'll come off real quick.
It comes out way easier. I think it's just maybe because it hasn't, like if it's been sitting in a binder for 20 years with an indent or a crease, maybe like it's more frozen that way and harder to get out or something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it's like a high value card, maybe try the humidor first and do that. And try, like, so if you have a waterlogged card, try the humidor, flatten it. And then if that doesn't work, then you can resort to humidity storm. But I think this new method that we're going to talk about is really good for even high-end cards. You know what I mean? Like this one here. I was really surprised actually at how good this one turned out. The only thing about this card, which is kind of funny, if you look at the edge of the card, see all this black?
Yeah,
right
I see
here?
all that.
So that the card came like that.
Oh,
and
no.
That for sure is a sign of pressing.
Yeah, that's already been. It was already like tampered with before it got sent to you.
Yeah, and I think the guy knows it too. But like, take this card for example. This has these little black dots on the edges here, and this got marked altered. And I can almost guarantee it's because of this right here.
And that happens because it's been pressed too hard, right?
It's a combination of things. One, too much humidity and too much pressure. So you humidity stormed it, but then you put a ton of pressure on the card too. If you're just using the basic like clamps or the basic vices that you have, you'll be fine. But in the case where you're using these really heavy duty ones that we kind of talked about in the last flattening episode, and you're pushing right on the edge of the card like this, this basically is the black core layer, the ink in the black core layer bleeding out onto the edge of the card. So that's one risk you have of pressing a card. I've always wondered about pressing and how they catch it. And I don't think that they're sitting here measuring a card's thickness.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Someone in some Reddit was like, "Oh, they have high caliper measuring devices to measure." No, they don't. And if they do, they probably only bust those out for like the big ones, sort of thing. You know, they're not going to do that for your average card.
Yeah, they won't do that for a zard, a 151 zard. They're not going to be doing that for your $2 Butterfree. No.
Yeah. And what's funny is there's a couple of cards I ran into recently that don't have black core layers. For example, some Japanese don't. Like there's a Luigi Pikachu I'm working on. There's no black core layer at all. Nope. Wow. Which makes me wonder if it's fake. Hopefully not. But it looks legit. Yeah. And then there have I'll take that back. There are a bunch of other like cards I've seen Pokemon wise, especially Japanese, that I've noticed no black core layer. And also One Piece. doesn't have a black core layer. And I think Yu-Gi-Oh! And maybe Magic might. Do you know if Magic has that? I would assume they do since WotC prints it, right?
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have a Magic card out, but...
Yeah, so there's this one. I still haven't cracked it.
Wait, that one's a PSA, right? A PSA 5, or what is that?
This is a CGC 7.5. The corners are just lifted on this. That's literally all that's wrong with this card. But
beautiful
I don't see a black core layer. This card looks very thin. I wonder if it's just because it's super old. This is 1994.
Do you want me to get one so we can just test it out right now?
I mean, bottom line, if there's like an ink layer in between the card, that's when this method of finding alterations is possible, is my point. So some people have asked me like, hey, how do they detect this? I would say this is how they're doing it, right? They're looking for this black ink bleeding through the card. Or in rare cases, and this is probably more on the lines of user error than it is anything else, but when you're flattening a card, and let's say you're using heavy duty, things, let's say you're putting it right on the edge of a card, like on the corners, and you're pushing super hard in the corners, very possible that this will happen on your card.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff, like especially when they do in the corners, you see the whole edge, it's fine. And then when you see the corners, it starts thinning out. And then you can't even see the black core layer after that.
Right. So if it's obvious like that, where you can see a thickness difference in the card, that could be something too.
Get popped for that.
Yeah. But so just make sure you go slow and work at it. It's a process. You want to. One thing I think I've started to do is just be more patient. You know what I mean with my restorations.
Same.
You got to give things time, especially in the drying phase. So, once you get it in the flattener, that's great and all, but you got to let it dry that way. You take it out too soon, that's when you're going to get those weird distortions in the card where it starts to bend weird. Yeah. In fact, one of these cards here, I think I ended up screwing up because I took it out too soon. Which one was it? Yeah, it was a Charizard. So when I pull it out of the top loader, it's fine. But you can see how that middle is bent in like that? Mm-hmm. I pulled it out too soon. But if I take it out, if I humidity storm this again and flatten it again and dry it correctly this time, it'll be fine. But when you actually take it out of the top loader, it looks fine. You know what I mean? It's just more on the lines that this middle here bends really weird once it's actually in a top loader. And it's because mainly... I can kind of massage it like that, but I took it out too quickly. I should have left it in there longer. I think like a couple of days is great, but if you can leave it in there for a week, do it, right? And switch out your blotters too. So yeah, in the page, I'm going to talk about some kind of advanced techniques with all of this. And it's going to be very interesting because I'm still in the experimental stage. In fact, we're going to be doing a whole episode on experiments here pretty soon, which, man, we need lab coats. Yeah.
I'm going to go buy one. I think I can get it for cheap over here.
Yeah. Dude, last night I heard like boom, right outside of my window. And I knew it was a firework right away, but my wife was like, something just exploded in your office.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, I was like,
yeah.
No. She's like, you're running too many experiments,
Like, hey, I don't know what you're cooking up in there, but something just exploded.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's hilarious.
Like Breaking Bad in here or something like that.
We ain't cooking meth, we're cooking cards.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But, that was one thing I was always really worried about was this like kind of ink bleeding thing. So every time I like flatten a card, I'll go and I'll kind of look at it after, like, okay.
Dude, I'm the same way too. And then also even with cleaning too. Cleanings, I even have my black light right here. So like once I'm done cleaning, I dry it out with my airbrush. And then after that, I just flash my light to see if there's any residues there. And then I just check every corner.
Yeah.
After everything is done.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to, really cross your T's and dot your I's sort of thing. If you're rushing and you're leaving residue on the card, or you're doing this, you're over flattening it, then this is what's going to happen. You're going to get back an altered card. So just got to make sure you're taking your time with this sort of stuff. So let's get rocking and rolling in the page. We got some huge things to talk about there. If you already haven't heard about it, we've got a giveaway running this month. Post your before and afters of your best restorations and put cardboardalchemist.com in your post. That will give you a chance to win one of 4. Maybe we've got more prizes coming soon, but we've got some huge bangers. We've got the 151 Zard that we were talking about. I promise it will come back to this price one day. We've got the Blastoise. We've got the Giovanni Charisma. And we've got the Pop Flareon. And I think we've got a couple of other runner-up prizes coming up here soon. So, again, once you do that, make sure you grab the post and then put it into our either Discord giveaway channel or join the Patreon. Why you're not in the Patreon? We've got a chat in there. It's none of this like willy-nilly freeloaders hanging around in the chat. We've got some real deal card restoration experts in there.
And they're doing a really great job, and everybody, we're all teaching each other the new, like even our Patreon are like even showing us different methods that we didn't even know about.
For real. I was blown away by some of the restorations in there.
We all talk to each other like we're a family. That's how it feels like. Even in Discord, I even mentioned it to those people like, hey, there's sometimes where I can't, because of course I'm busy, I tell them, hey, sometimes I can't reply, but I'm seeing everybody. Like, don't think that I'm ignoring you guys. I'm here still looking at everything, and I see it. I love seeing everybody help each other out. I'm proud of all of you. Yeah. Like, you always have to give good messages like that,
Yeah, because everybody's at different, areas.
Time zones and all that stuff, too.
Yeah, well, I was saying more like their experience levels. We've got people that are just getting into this. We've got people that have been doing it just as long as we have in there. And it's cool to kind of, all help each other out because it just brings us up all together, right?
Oh, yeah. We're doing
so there's a chat channel in our Patreon called Giveaway. You can post it in there, too. Beginning of September, me and Sebastian are going to go live, and we're going to look through all of those. And I think, honestly, odds are going to be really good. I mean, we're asking a lot, like, post this, do a backflip, post it over there. So I think, the chances of winning one of these prizes is, pretty easy if you just put the little bit of time. Make a quick post of one of your restorations. If you don't got, an IG, go make one. And then just go post 1 or 2 of them in there and throw them in there. Because it doesn't need to even be one. If you've got 3 or 4 that you do over the month, post them all. Those are 4 entries right there. So, hell yeah. All right. We're going to go over to the page.
Last thing I want to say to that one person. Yeah.
Let's go.